Mother, mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
To bring some loving here today.
What's going on? Good evening, good evening. We got a good one for y'all tonight. What's up, Shell? How y'all doing? Vito, what's up, brother? Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hello all. Welcome to another edition of the Moment of Truth. Brought to you by the good fellas at Community Connoisseurs. So grateful for you all to join us tonight. Welcome everybody that's just joining. We got a good one for y'all tonight, y'all. Got my good man Mike D'Angelo on with us tonight. This man has been doing so much phenomenal work advocating against gun violence. He's an entrepreneur. He's a motivator. He's a recording artist. Yeah, Vito, that's right. Have a seat, grab your popcorn. This is gonna be a good one, y'all. If you have any questions for Mike D'Angelo, be sure to drop them in the comment box. We're gonna make sure that we try to pin as many questions as possible. Yes, sir. Be legendary. JoJo, my guy, what's happening, brother? Thank you for joining. I see Mike is on. We're gonna tap you on in a few minutes, bro. 1 minute, actually. I see you, brother. I got you. The people ready, man. Hey, everybody that just joined, can you do me a favor for my brother Mike D'Angelo that just chimed in? Drop B Legendary, pound BEE Legendary in the chat box for me real quick, y'all. Let's welcome him like that tonight. Put pound sign B Legendary in the chat box for me before I type him in. What's up, Mike G? Thank you for everybody to join. Thank you, Cheryl. That's right. Let's welcome on the right way. Everybody drop B Legendary in the chat box for my man Mike D'Angelo, man. He has tapped in. Put your L's up. That's right. This is going to be a good one, y'all. Thank you for everybody that's dropping in. Thank you, JoJo. That's right. What's up, Teacher Rawls? Thank you for joining us today, man. Put your L's up. We got my good man Mike D'Angelo on tonight. Thank you for everybody that joined tonight. Yes, indeed. If you please, before we tap Mike D'Angelo in, everybody, if you can do us a favor and hit that in the bottom right-hand corner, there's an airplane. If you can hit that airplane and invite about 10 of your followers to this great conversation, we will highly appreciate it. Hit that airplane at the bottom, y'all. And don't forget, if you got any questions, please drop them in the comments, and I'm going to be sure to pin them. We're going to try to cover as many questions as possible. So tonight we got Mike D'Angelo. You know, he's been doing a lot of work for a very long time. He's a community activist. You know, he's an entrepreneur. He's a recording artist with Cash Money Records. He's doing a lot of great things in his community. He's sacrificed his life for the better good of his people by doing some of these walks that he's been doing. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about these walks from DC to Philly to end gun violence. And I'm getting ready to tap him in right now so he can tell us about his journey, some of the things that led him to be the person that he is, some of the trials and tribulations. We're going to get real tonight, y'all. So without further ado, I'm going to bring my man on, Mike D'Angelo. He'll get you up on here with us, brother. Hey, Fred, what up? Mike D, what's up, brother?
What's up with it, bro? What's up with it? Chase your dreams, don't follow them, don't be great.
Hey, what's up,
Absolutely.
D Legendary? What's up with it, bro?
Absolutely, man. Where you at? You in your studio right now?
Come on, man. As you can see, give them a tour around, man. I'm in a spaceship. I'm in the history.
Wow. That's what's
It's
up, man.
called
We going
Soundgate.
yeah,
Soundgate. You know.
no doubt, man. So we're gonna get straight to it, man. Like first and foremost, on the behalf of community connoisseurs, we want to just thank you for taking some of the time out of your busy schedule and joining us today, man. For
Man,
those who don't know, this is Mike D'Angelo. This platform is the Moment of Truth. We do this every Thursday night with individuals that's doing great work in their respective areas of work, just to give them their flowers while they're here, and also to inspire. And man, I just want to say this, bro, man. We've known each other personally for quite a long time, man. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And ever since I met you, man, it's been nothing but love and respect. You know what I mean? So I want to again thank you on the behalf of community connoisseurs for joining us tonight, bro.
man. Look, man. You know when it comes down to you, man. You my homeboy. You my partner. So it's only right for me to do one of my first interviews back. I know everybody ain't hear from me and see from me in a long time. Um, what better way to do it with my brother? You feel me? How you been, brother?
No question, no question. So let's hop right into it, man. I see a lot of people that are tapping in right now. A lot of your supporters, a lot of our supporters, man. We got people dropping "Be Legendary" in the chat box. Look here, before I go in, man. Everybody that's just joining, if you could do us a favor and hit that arrow at the bottom right hand of your screen and invite like 10 of your followers to this great conversation, man. This is going to be a great, inspiring conversation. And I'm sure you know people that need to hear this. Do us a favor, hit that arrow at the bottom right-hand corner and invite 10 of your friends. So let's hop right up into it, Mike D. So for those who are on, who don't know who Mike D'Angelo is, give them a little bit of history of your background, where you come from, what inspired you to be who you are. Let's go take it back real quick to the beginning
Man,
of Mike D'Angelo's journey.
man, I mean, what can I say? I was born to a legendary woman, Angela, you know, uh, came up in the Northeast community, DC called Edgewood, you know, my high rise of Edgewood, I was from the 501 section, 501 building. And, I come from the same places that you come from, that we all come from, them poverty-stricken conditions. Basketball, throwback tackle in the middle of the street.
That's right. That's
You know,
right.
we come from the ice cream truck rundowns. You feel
Sure
me?
thing.
I'm from the heart of the city that we call the district, man. To put it all in one, I take pride in where I'm from. I take where I'm from, and I put where I'm from on the map across the world anywhere I go. So I'm very prideful about the district and how I stand and what my reputation is as far as, the culture of DC, the leaders in DC. You know,
Speaking of leaders, shout out to Trayon for just tapping that.
shout out to Trayon, man. Trayon is one of the leaders. Like, when you're legendary and you become a leader and you take on that role, you meet the other leaders and the legends amongst you. You feel me? And Trayon is definitely curving out. He's changing the narrative on how he's doing a lot of things and standing forefront to the fledge of stopping issues and that's detrimental in our communities like gun violence, et cetera, et cetera. So I've seen him at these funerals. We always run into each other at these funerals, So now it's time to, elevate people like Trayon White, because all the labor that he put in, we got to start seeing that he at some point he's going to need to start seeing results. So we got to do our part too. So I hope my efforts on how I choose to, share light on issues such as gun violence and, systematic racism and injustices, etc. You know, I'm just adding to the fight. You feel what I'm saying? We all coming together in this fight. So I'm playing my part, he playing his part, and sometimes we get lost in our journeys to the point where, we just all got the same, we want the same outcome.
Absolutely, absolutely. And speaking of your journey in the fight, many know you from, a lot of the entrepreneurial endeavors that you've gotten into. Many know you from, your music, and we're gonna touch on all of those.
Yeah.
And many know you from just seeing all of the publicity that you've been getting through the media for these walks that you've been doing for the last 3 years. And we're gonna talk about those as well.
Yeah.
But many people don't know that you've been doing the work that you've been doing for quite a while. You started your journey back in what, like 2004, right?
Yeah, but like 2004, man, I really in my neighborhood, Edgewood, shout out to Reverend Robinson and the whole Beacon House community, the whole Beacon House family. Within these walls, I seen people like Rodney Cephas, you know, Uncle Charlie, you know, Miss Parker, and so many other families, you know, just come under one roof and take what they knew and try to teach it to a community. You know, it wasn't about paying the tuition to go to school. Um, that was something that was very, very dear to me, I guess, as a youngin coming up in Edgewood, because Edgewood was and still is a tough place to live. It's a very tough place to live and survive and make it from. So what I try to show is that, okay, we had the same odds against us. This is how I choose to attack mines and deal with mines, and I'm trying to show you the way. You know, even if I'm not in the hood every day, even if I'm trying to show you how far the hood can go. I'm trying to show you how the brand of Edgewood, the name of Edgewood, or DC in itself. I'm trying to show you that, hold up, we not just a small city that y'all can come through when it's our homecoming. We not just a small city that you can come through when you just want to see our beautiful women. You feel me? We not just a city that you can just come through here and go to our landmarks, take a picture, and then roll out. Even with the artistry, a lot of artists just come to my city to get a bag and then roll out. You don't got no protocol here. So, you know, as I moved around the country, you know, since a youngin, I always moved around with the intentions of building relationships and turning them into partnerships. So I have a lot of homeboys that became brothers, that became partners. We developed a relationship and it graduated into a partnership. So, you know, and all that stems from how I move as far as like my philanthropy. It started with the kids. It
So
started with
let
the
so
kids.
Mike
It
D, I
started
want
with
to
the
tap
kids
into
in
that.
eShop. You know, it was called eShop.
Okay.
eShop was in the Beacon House complex. And what we did was there, shout out to Mark Levine and Mr. Crystal. And my brother Biggie, Biggie EWTA, we was together. You feel me? That's my brother. So we would take kids. I would teach them how to make beats and how to write music and perform and stuff like that. And with Miss Jen, and what I would do is teach them how to produce it, write it, cut it, engineer it. And
Wow.
then we used to have fun while we did it within these walls. And then at the end of the year, I would take them, like we would make a whole mixtape. I pose with my hat down and all the kids around me. And we'd
Right.
go to the 930 Club and have a whole youth concert. These are the things that I plan on bringing back, that I choose to bring some essence to the flavor, because the schools is closed, the recreation center's closed. You know what I'm saying? They tired of being in the house. How they going, like, is their dreams cut short? Is this the end of the world? You don't know what's going in these kids' mind.
Right.
But when they finally go outside to play, they realize they're not realizing the world is a much different, dangerous place. It ain't, we can't play. They can't play throwback tackle in the street like we used to. They can't play, they can't slap box with each other and play and test each other's knowledge of the art. You know, it got to go straight. It got to go from words to guns. You feel me? Ain't no in between.
Yeah, and and first I want to tap on the program that you had, because that is just a ingenious um, program that you just mentioned. Because one of the pillars of our organization is entrepreneurship training, minority entrepreneurship training, and
Yeah.
in many respects, a lot of what you was doing back then with teaching the youth how to engineer and do some of the things that they were
Yeah.
interested in doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And creating their own was entrepreneurship training, and giving them a platform where they can perform and go visit the 930 Club and stuff like that. So let me know, tell the people, like, what type of impact did that have on the kids when you were bringing them through those experiences? Because I feel like a lot of programming now needs to be formatted in that way, where you really,
Well,
you're
it's
really
stuff like I as a kid, man, I used to walk through Edgewood, man, or I used to go to hit 4th Street, go to Rhode Island Avenue train station, or I cut through the back, right?
mm-hmm.
And at the time, it was times that I didn't have a CD player or a head cassette, but I can hear the music, I can feel it. I can hear the train tracks hit off the train tracks a certain way, and it'll make me just rap to the rhythm of the city.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be on the train, I'd be just out and about. You'll see me with a beat machine on the bus. You feel me? I was catching the all through the city, man. Just you know, getting in tune how the sound of my city was, you know, intriguing to me. So I became so intrigued to the point where, you know, I didn't care if people called and say, man, you crazy. Why you rapping like that? How you, we don't hear no music. What you rapping to? You feel me? And
Right.
and as I grew and, you know, things started to look out in my favor as far as my music career, it led me to places to being, you know, with my association and my alliances with, you know, you see my situation with MSG and Cash Money and, you know, a lot of industry friends and, you know, a lot of things that I was able to do within the music industry, from co-writing to writing to producing, arranging, videography work, so many different things that, you know, I just put my signature on. Ultimately to remember, you remember where I came from at the same time. That's why I went down Club Pure. I started performing down Club Pure. Rest in peace to my brother Tony Riggs. You feel me? And he was one of the first people that was like, this is a triumphant story waiting to be told. So you got to stay on this path, even when it get dark, even when it get bad. You feel me? You got to stay on it, because how your story going to end, the world going to always remember who Mike D'Angelo was, and I firmly believe that.
No doubt, no doubt. And speaking of that, fast forward, all of the great work that you started with doing, you're still active. You're still sacrificing yourself for the better good of humanity through the walks through the walks that you're doing.
Yeah.
Tell, you know, and I know that the walks initially started 3 years ago, and they were inspired by the death of your niece, Micaiah,
Yeah.
right? May her soul rest in peace. Walk the people through that process, because
Huh.
you're walking from Washington, D.C. to Philly. You did it, you know, the first year, and then every year you do it since then, you've done it. And, you know, as you continue to do it, these crimes are continuously happening. So,
Yeah.
you know, you're dealing with the families face to face, you know, and just tell the people about that experience and the cause behind it and what you're trying to do. And I know we've talked about some of the funds that you were trying to raise to do some of the things that you're trying to do now that you're back. Tell the people
Yeah.
about that.
All right. Well, to start, simply, Micaiah Wilson was just so much more than just a hashtag now.
Mm-hmm.
She was somebody's daughter. She was
Absolutely.
somebody's sister. She was more than these paintings behind me. You see that painting? All the way
Mm-hmm.
to this side, all the way up here?
Yeah, I can see it. Mm-hmm.
That's the painting from the first year. You feel me? I walked directly from where she got killed to where my brother got killed. You know, brother Lord Jig, man. Shout out to, you know, Ramon's whole family. Young brother, man. Lost his life the same way, around the same time Makai. So I walked from where Makai got killed to where he got killed in Philadelphia. Um, I know it's not gonna. I know a walk is not gonna stop gun violence. This is America we talking about. This is the how the world runs. You feel me? And some people using the right way to protect their family and protect everything that they love. So you got to be cautious of, you know, when you jump into lanes like that, such as gun violence. I'm sorry about that, having guns and stuff like that. Um, I I can't sit here and tell you that I planned it to be this. I don't know why I'm 3 years into this walk, because I didn't plan. I didn't plan it. I never sat down and said, you know what, this is what I plan to do. When Micaiah got killed, I was literally in Philadelphia. Me and Tony Reyes, we was at a private you know, a private meeting about to close a deal. I'm literally about to close a deal with Live Nations for my record that's surfacing at the time, which was called Trap House. And I'm all across the country and picked up a nice big buzz, and I'm about to go on this tour. I was about to sign on for this tour. And as I'm in this meeting, we didn't have a Bluetooth speaker to test the music. You feel me? So I'm thinking, all right, let me run a Target real quick and go get a Bluetooth speaker so this won't mess up our opportunity to go on tour, you know. Um, as I'm looking in my phone to see where the nearest Target is, my Instagram app just pops up. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's the last thing I was on, you know?
Yeah.
And Makai is right there, but it's a picture saying it's okay, you'll pull through. I'm like, what?
And for people who don't know how old Micaiah was at that time, how old was he?
He was 10 years old. She was just hitting double digits. I'm like, what? And man, I called Netta just because I'm not thinking that she got shot or anything. I'm more so thinking that Micaiah, man, she play basketball. She rough, man. She tough, and she got a spirit that when she step into the room, she makes sure you feel her vibe, her energy. You feel me? So I'm not thinking that in the midst of me about to close a deal with Live Nations, I'm about to be hearing that my niece got shot. So I'm calling my sister's phone, and she not picking up. And I'm calling it, and this is all while I'm in commute to get this Bluetooth speaker. While I'm going through this process, I'm calling, and I left it alone. I said, let me stop tripping and stay focused on this. And as I got back, it was confirmed. And, I immediately sped back to the city. I left. I had to leave. It's just things ain't just been the same. As far as my approach on, I always been hand in hand with the youth, but it was from a different angle. It was with music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I never thought I'd step away from the music just to sacrifice the one life I got to talk about the lives that they no longer got. You feel me?
Absolutely.
So that seems like this is going to be the never ending story of my life. You dig what I'm saying? Want to know why? Because every July, another kid body drop.
Facts.
To the point where I feel like it got to be a national don't go outside July day for kids all month. Let me just get them through July, man. Let me get them through July. Let me get them to a place where when the streets respond like how the streets do, we know we come with it, bro. We come from it, right?
Right. Absolutely.
We know that there are rules and guidelines and regulations that should come with proper protocol skills that you're supposed to exercise in the midst of being in the streets. When you take that pledge to be in the streets, you no longer have the right to complain about rats and snitches. You wanna know why? Because that's always been a part of what comes with the game. This is what you set up for. This is what you signed up for. You can't complain about what you signed up for. Now, if you plan to get up in that atmosphere and try to change it, that's dangerous. Imagine me going in the heart of where two neighborhoods is beefing and trying to have a conversation. These youngers ain't trying to hear that. These youngers got AR-15s, SKs, HKs, baby Dracos, 223
Yeah,
bullets.
heavy artillery, no doubt.
Military minded. They military minded.
Right.
But they moving like they militant, but they just so weak minded.
Yeah.
Because you about to really throw it all away. But sometimes you gotta, you get what I'm saying? Like, you gotta protect yourself as well, bro. You gotta protect your mother. You gotta, like, what if your mother and your wife and your kids lived in the hood and you don't got nothing to do with this, but you hearing that they robbing houses and they breaking in. You not gonna have a gun to protect your family?
Now I understand that, no doubt. So for a person like yourself that's out here doing the work, you know what I mean, you active, you know what I mean, you're doing what you got to do to spread light to some of the traumatic, instances in the communities. What do you feel is the best next steps as far as what you got going on to make sure we can deplete the violence a little bit in the streets? Because there's a lot of people working just like you are. So,
You see this right here?
yeah.
All right, so look, I'm gonna show you. Shout out to DeMont Pender. Every year he does a painting that sums up the walk, what it meant to him.
Mm-hmm.
So your question is, what's my next step?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show you this artwork first. You see where it says safe zone?
Yes, sir.
See the kid running?
Yes, sir.
You see black is dangerous? You see where it say, I just want a chance to grow?
It's dope.
You feel me? This is history, man. I am black history, bro. You feel me?
Absolutely. So
I'm
talk a little bit,
so
about
what
this.
I plan to do Just think about this. Hold this, bro. Hold that back like that. What I plan to do is safe zone. You know, safe zone. Think about it. If the kid is at bat and it's his chance to be at bat, right? America is throwing this baseball at him 100 miles an hour, the adversity, 100 miles an hour, and he got this bat and he swings real hard and he collides with that bat and makes contact. He got to run, right?
Show that. Show
He got
that.
to run to first base. Then what he got to go next, bro?
Second base.
And then what he got to go next?
Third base.
And then where he got to make it to?
So that's where the safe zone would be, right?
What he got to make it home? What he got to make it to?
Home base.
And when he make it home base, what the umpire say?
He's safe.
Right.
I love that concept, bro. I love that. I want
to take everything that I got in me to build a safe zone all across the country in the ghetto and in poverty-stricken conditions. You want to know why? Because if I develop a safe zone, this is 24-hour access to being taken care of, fed, educated by your own community. You feel me? Look after each other, babysitting. You feel me? So many different things. You want to be a ballerina, you want to know dance, you want to know in this one building. If you need shelter, you know, not only will you get shelter, but you'll be immediately put on in a trade to help what makes the program run. You know what I'm saying? And that'll keep the kids out the street. Let's get the kids out the way. Mm-hmm. We need to get their basketball season back, football season back, indoor, outdoor. We can take the top off, make it outdoor, make it indoor. You feel me? Mm-hmm. This will be the safe zone. So when we go pick them up, we can go pick them up in them safe zone sprinter buses. You feel me? Or school buses. And they all have technology on them. They all have on this brand developed by DeMont Pender and my homie Leandrew. Shout out to LCLB Apparel. You know, back it up, bro. Yeah, shout out to LCLB Apparel that helped me design and put it on me. Now I'm branded now. So with the technology, it will have the reflector light. If they outside at night, you see them. You see the shining. You see them going. You able to identify a kid that's not within the safe zone. Then it should trigger on an app like it's Uber or something. Okay, this child, this youth, these group of kids is playing over here, X, Y, and Z. You know, like it's a whole genius way of tracking each other. But if I'm not in your hood and your hood is a whole hour away, I can still tell you what's going on with the kids and the youth in your hood. I don't want to be in you grown folks' business, but I can help you send your citizens out. You feel me? I can help you I can help the homeless out. The homeless come up a different color. The homeless will come up. This is a person that has on a reflector or a sticker or something, and he simply just wants some help. He needs some medical attention or anything. We can get him to the safe zone to get picked up.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
So for those who've just tapped in, we're on with Mike D'Angelo. He's dropping some jewels right now, y'all. He is dropping some real jewels right now, and we got about a little over 30 minutes more with him. So do us a favor, man. We want to share this conversation with as many people as possible. So if you can, tap that arrow at the bottom of your screen and invite a couple of your friends, about 10 of your friends, to this conversation, man. We would greatly appreciate it because I feel like this is some great stuff that many people need to hear. Mike, so for those who are on right now, you what are some of the things with people who want to, like, you know, partner with you with that brilliant idea that you have? What can they do that support you right now? You know what I mean?
Okay, so look, whatever you know how to do, right? This for anybody out here. Whatever you know how to do, what you're passionate about. So let's say if you love modeling, you got history in modeling. Let's all trade emails. Let's all get a community line of conversation going so we can start finding places to teach them these trades. Even when they're not in school, they can still be on a regimen. Whatever field that you want to do, let's identify what their dreams are and where they need to be. What's the safest place they can be to manifest within those dreams? You feel me?
Right.
Like how can we put them in the best position to be safe and grow within making that mistake? Like you're gonna fall, man. You feel me? You're
Yeah,
gonna
I mean,
fall.
that's a
Life gonna
part
get
of it.
hard. Life gonna get
Absolutely.
hard, but it's all about how you stand after.
Absolutely.
Can you keep getting up? And if you when you keep getting up, it's just the opposition tend to get up, tired and burnt out. So I want these kids to be tired. I want so much activity going on that they don't even want to be out in the street playing and watching what's going on. That's not even cool. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But I also need, if you got a degree in culinary, or if you know how to cook, or you known for your good cooking, let's teach. Let's teach. Each one teach one.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
That way, we don't have to complain about our history being told wrong in the school walls, that they telling us that our kids got to get a certain grade level to pass to the next grade for information that they lied to us about. You feel me?
Sure thing.
You feel me? Like, that's just some of the things I plan to put in there. I got to have a studio in there. We got to develop all the artists in the city can be like, if you're an artist in the city, say for instance you're an artist in the city, you can say, you know what, I feel like giving back to the safe zone. I'm gonna go in there and record up in the safe zone today, but I'm gonna let the kids, I'm gonna mentor the kids and show them how I do in my process. Or I'm gonna take one kid and make a project with them. The same artists that they see on TV, the same people that they feel like that's what they need. They need to be beside. They need to feel it now. They need to. They see you on Instagram. They see you on TV. They hear you on the radio. But let them touch you. Let them get around you. Let them see you being you. Let them see the kid in you.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy thing on this walk, right? One of my best memories, right? I was walking on Broad Street in Philly, man, and I saw this kid, man. As I was walking past him, I'm gonna share it on my Instagram too. Uh, this kid, man, these two kids that was playing one-on-one, and I just got caught up. And I'm supposed to be at the finish line at about 4 o'clock, right? But I saw these kids, man, and they was just playing, going at each other. One got the crossovers. You can tell one got the crossover
Mm-hmm.
and the finish, but he didn't have a shot like the homie that he was playing. So the homie with the shot,
Right.
he was just boom, boom. You feel me?
Right.
But he couldn't check homeboy. So I asked him, I say, what do you plan on getting out of this one-on-one game?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, you can't. They looking at me like I'm an old timer. Now, mind you, I got blisters on my feet hurting and all that. I still played the one-on-one. I still showed him something that he couldn't do. And then I ended it by going all the way to the bench, all the way far, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I can't make this up. I said, let's see who can make it from the bench first. And they was throwing it real far. He threw it real far and missed. I got it, and I threw it up. And I'm saying in my head, man, I just now Brick City the whole situation. Man, they hit the backboard, went right in. They said, oh, it made it. Man, they
Yeah.
looked at me like I was like, that time that I spent with them.
Yeah. That engagement, man. That engagement is important,
You
man. No
feel me?
doubt.
I'm telling the little homies, like, I'm telling them, like, you got to be able to understand what's his weak hand. He can't go to the left. And you don't like to shoot going off the left. So you try to set your crossovers going up to the right. He said, how you know that? Because I watched you. I studied you. Study each other and expose each other's flaws so you can become legendary within the flaw.
Absolutely. That's powerful,
And
brother.
the things that and that's what we got to do as a people as a whole. We got to be able to look in the mirror and see that booger that's on our nose and say, you know what? Let me clean myself up. Let me try to get right. You feel me? I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. You look on my page, you see from walks to me with Nipsey, with me in the studio, me hopping flights, me, you feel what I'm saying, my court cases with my lawyer. You feel me? Shout out to my brother. Marathon continues, man. Marathon definitely continues, bro.
No
That
doubt.
that
Man.
day right there was like, that's all over the internet.
Right. And we're going to touch into that a little bit too. But before we go there, right, a lot of the work, first and foremost, let me go to some of the comments, man. You're getting a lot of love You know what I mean? People saying, facts. People giving you the thumbs up, roses.
Yeah.
Brother, I like the systematic approach. Vito, Mike gave you the fist pumps.
Mm-hmm.
Sexy Black, awesome idea. We got
Mm-hmm.
someone said amazing. Willie Beeman gave you the thumbs up.
Yeah, what's up with
JoJo said facts. Man,
it?
thank you all for chiming in. And again, if you all have questions for Mike D'Angelo, please drop them. I'm going to try to answer as many as we can. We do have a question from Freya that says, do we have to rewrite the will every time we come up with an idea?
Do we have to rewrite the?
Do we have to rewrite the will every time we come up with an idea?
I kind of get what she's saying or whoever's saying. I always said that we can't be all we all can't be in the same car and got different destinations.
You're right.
That
That's
take,
powerful what you just said, bro.
that takes conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That takes conversation. That takes us getting uncomfortable to get
Mm-hmm.
comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
This is not where we should be at right now. So if you're not outraged about it, if you feel like you shouldn't at least voice your opinion of it when you still got your life, you feel me? Then that's
Yeah.
I'm kind of that's just my thing. So I'm not trying to
Yeah.
knock anybody that's not as passionate about that issue because there's
Mm-hmm.
so many people that fight it a different way. You feel me?
Absolutely. Yeah, but I get what you're saying, man. We can't, you know what I'm saying, be in the same car and try to drive in a different way, man. We gotta,
Yeah.
like you said, bro, that was very profound what you said. We gotta find some way to find a consensus together. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Um,
what's the destination? Where we trying to go? When we
where
was
we trying
marching,
to go.
when we
That's
was marching, when we was marching, all the Black Lives Matters, all the protests that I ever been to, all the, let me tell you the difference between, a black protest and a, you know, white protest. Let's just throw it out there. Black, white, black and white. Let's just go yin and yang, right?
right.
Now, this is from experience of me being down there, so you can agree to disagree now. And me and you having a real convo, you feel me, bro?
Absolutely.
When you come to the District of Columbia, outside of any murders of anyone at the hands of police, right?
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? The problem is not down by the White House. The problem is in the hoods.
Man, that's
So,
powerful.
so everybody going down by the White House with the intentions of screaming Black Lives Matter, but when you look around, it wasn't as much as Black Lives that it should have been. You feel me?
Right.
Now, if you ever been down there by the monument, you feel me, and you riding Constitution Avenue all up, and you cut through and you stop through and make your way through any of the museums and the monuments, one thing that you're going to see that is multicultural. You don't see it predominantly being black. You don't see, you can go into the Martin Luther King Museum and see more different races than black people in there, bro.
So let me get this straight. You feel like it should be more protesting in the hood rather
No,
than down.
no, 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 hear me out. No.
Okay.
Remember now we talking about, remember, stay in the car with me. We in the car, right?
Right. I'm with you.
Right. So we looking for the final destination where we need to go, right? The promised land that Martin Luther King was so passionate about, that saying that we shall come, right? So if you stand in this car with me, think about this, bro. If we put ourselves in a position to go down there to Black Lives Matter Plaza and protest repeatedly when we not getting listened to and we can't see the results being changed in our face, but the action to the reaction is happening in the hood,
Right. Right.
that's where you got to stand and fix.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you see white people protest, they go straight to the abortion clinic door and stand outside.
That's a fact. That's a
They
fact.
go right to your doorstep. They call you murderer. They right there, and we do it too. But it's not it's either we don't see it as much, or because most of our protesting is kind of simply behind our thumbs on Instagram now.
Sure thing. That's a fact.
putting a post up about it, okay, that's bringing awareness to it. But you still got to get under the hood of that car, see how that engine work and why that engine work.
Absolutely.
So I got to get in the hood of my car that we both in, trying to go to this destination. I got to know everything about this car. I got to know the maintenance. I got to know if the oil is changed. I got to keep up on the maintenance of this car. I got to take care of this car. This car is us. They
Absolutely.
used us. They used our ancestors, bro. They used our skin color. They used us to build this country that they tell us that we can't live the best life in, bro. Are you crazy? So as me knowing that battle, what I look like battling with you because you mad because I might have a little spotlight on me, or I might be shining because living my dream or living my goals. What you mad at me for, man? This all God plan. So if you really hating on that, that means you really hating on God, homeboy. You feel me?
Absolutely.
So now you don't see the God in me. Now you think less of me because my skin color already got 400 years oppression attached to it. All the scars of my ancestors pierced in my brain because I educate myself on the Maya Angelou's, the Still I Rise documentaries, the Emmett Till stories, the Rodney King beings, the Watts riots. You understand what I'm saying? I also watch stuff like the, Anne Frank, the I understand the difference, the battle and the war with the Nazis and Jews.
Yeah, absolutely.
Similarities is it's all about hate. It's all stemmed off hatred. So when we understand what a war is, then you know there's casualties, right?
Yes, sir.
With every war there's casualties, but you got to understand that more battles and a lot of battles and most battles will be lost for the war to be won. But what war are we fighting? Are we fighting a war on drugs? Are we fighting a war? Like, look what they do to my brother A.R. Ab. He in jail right now. A leader. A
Out in
leader.
Philly. Hey, shout out to AR Ad, man. Free AR Ad.
Free
Yeah.
Skinny Men, free the men. Free Moolah, free Shotty, free all these men. They were leaders, bro. I watched it with my own 2 eyes. I watched my brother take a whole section of the community and have them in one studio and give them hope and belief and jobs. You took him because he was changing the narrative on the plan that y'all already had for that neighborhood. So you try to silence him. It's not fair. Just because he talk about what he came from, the mistakes that he made in his music, that don't make he's still talking to the people that's listening to him.
Absolutely.
You feel me? So at the end of the day, we need to identify those people, and they need to be in the safe zone too. So we got to have different chapters of this one facility, this complex, to different people can be protected. Look how Malcolm got murdered. Look how Martin got murdered. Look how Sandra Bland got murdered. Eric Garner, George Floyd, my brother Fred Brown. The list goes on. Sandra Bland.
Oh man, absolutely.
They wasn't in the safe zone. So that's for the police. The police, if you have to come into the community of the safe zone, you're gonna have to deal with the police and others who protects this.
Facts.
You won't be able to check us alone. We know we in a safe zone. We know we're not out here, moving in that regard. So we understand our rights. These are being within these walls, they're gonna be taught their rights. Scenarios, different techniques will be passed along to them to help them survive and overcome obstacles.
Absolutely.
Any form of shape, bro.
Absolutely. So let me go into the comments real quick. You got a lot of people tapping in. We got Cheryl said, yes, 100. We had to start in the hoods in DC first.
Yeah.
Fuck Your Hood says groups like New Era DC and other cities, it is the car. Got a lot of hundreds, a lot of people saying facts. Say it again. You speaking facts, Mike. Direct impact to build us also economic protests. You got watch out who we getting with. Some are politically motivated. We got to watch who we're getting with. Some of the movements are politically motivated for votes. Come through, bruh. Good trouble protests for Breonna Taylor, August 7th in Louisiana. Man, a lot of people saying great things about what you're talking about, man. So let's tap back into some of your endeavors, man. Some of the great things that you're doing in your life, man. And a lot of people on here, they supported you for a while and your music, man. And you're a very talented artist, man. Speak about your affiliation with Cash Money and how that came apart?
Oh man, Cash Money through my brother Compton Menace. Shout out to the whole MHG family. What happened was, man, I came home from a situation, a case that I was fighting at the time, and I ended up coming home from that case. I ended up beating that case basically.
Mm-hmm.
That just the scenario within that situation, it put me in a position to say, you know what, you're moving too fast, and you got to accept your mistake. I made it, I accepted that. Shout out to the homie little baby, that's my dog. 10,000 on that. You feel me? I pretty much, try to figure out a way that I can make sure the world don't know, that I'm just not here to just live and die. I got to let the world know I existed. So that's when I came up with, I'm going to be legendary. I was like, no matter what, I'm going to be legendary. I'm going to make sure anything that I do from this moment out, I'm going to make sure the world feel it. I'm going to give it back. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take everything that was given me and I'm going to flip it, I'm going to flip it, I'm going to flip it, I'm going to flip it. So, I make peace with my little boy. I go to New York the next day. I get on the Greyhound. No, I get on the mega bus to New York. I get off. I come into New Lots. That's on the 3 train in Brooklyn. Shout out to my dog Dutch Cap and my brother Johnny Cashflow. Johnny Cashflow running all around the country with the homie Tory Lanez right now. That's my brother. And I did this tribute called New York Was Good. It was like, that's my emergence. I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
So I say New York was good. And who am I? Mike D'Angelo. I come from the woods, Northeast Edgewood. Yeah, I come from the hood. You feel me? What in terms, if I could, let's get that understood. You feel me? So it was my approach to let all these states. I was going to go to every state, every city around the country to let them know what's good. Like who am I? That was my promotion at the time. So I go to Biggie doorstep, 226 St. James and Fulton and Bed-Stuy, and I started rapping on the same steps that he did. Juicy. You feel me?
Wow.
And people started coming out. Then I went to Jay-Z hood. People started coming out. I went to where Chink's drugs got killed. Man, Johnny paid our respects. And, people started coming out. And I did that all through New York, and it got a lot of coverage to my homegirl Chalk in Philly. She ran this event called 215 Real Exposure. And I did this freestyle. It was like a freestyle thing with all Philly artists. Shout out to my brother Basil, St. Basil. That's what I met St. Basil and Petey Kraken, a lot of legends, man. And I got up in there and I put it down, man. I'm gonna send you the footage, man. And I put it down, bro. I held my city and my legacy on my back, bro. And I ate that room alive, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And it's proof. And Basil will tell you. And it was to the point that it made Basil get up and felt like, nah, he ain't just come all the way up from DC and do this. Basil killed it. So me and Basil immediately on together. I got a lot of love in Philly from the legends, from the OGs that gave me their blessings. And I really got it popping. So I get back to my journey. I get down to Miami and a few other places. And, I start moving around. I get with Menace. The next thing you know, Menace like, come on. It's like, come on. I'm like, all right. And we just, next thing you know, we pulled up on stage. Stunner was already familiar with my legacy on how I was pushing and what I was trying to do. Menace seen it. So that's how I met my brother, Derez Deshawn. Derez Deshawn in the studio at this time, recording the record Hardaway, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Derez got close. I immediately just got in the mix and I go inside the booth and I get in Derez's ear and I say, hey, what about this? Like as far as like a few punchlines, because I got punches. That's my thing. So when I feed the Charlemagne and da-da-da-da, and to hear it used in the song, it was like, man, me and my brother connected on the vibe, and we've been brothers ever since. So when my record became successful, his record became successful first. So what I would do, instead of sharing the spotlight on me, and I know my brother went, I took his record, took it straight to Tony Red, and I dropped the Red's music. I said, now forget mine. Let me put some work in with mine as far as building it. But throw my brother on, let my brother get this win. This one ready. This the one. And it became a smash hit. The Reds came here. I had them up in this very same studio right here. We got a record that's about to release. And Stunner seen all that. I guess he saw the mogul potential in my true heart through through the sacrifices with my brother Compton Menace and the MHG. So I signed on. You feel me? And it's been a one hell of a journey ever since, man. I learned a lot of watch, I stay, observe, and I put every artist in my city. You feel me? I'm gonna take you on a tour. I'm gonna show you what I do. It started in these walls of the Soundgate. It's called the Open Mic Showcase. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So look, let me see how I turn it around. Okay, you see, bro?
Yep, I can see it, bro. We getting an exclusive
So
tour
this the
where it all
Avon.
started.
I'm gonna give you a nice little tour of the Soundgate energy, man. You know.
Nice, nice, nice. That's nice, man.
Hey, look right here though. 2017 breakout artist of the year, Mike D'Angelo, huh? Huh?
Yeah, go back to what? Hey, Mike D. The
Yo.
service getting a little choppy, bro. Go back towards where you were.
All right, hold on.
He giving us an exclusive tour where it all gets done at, where it all started. So Mike, so let me say this though, man. What's unique about what you're telling us is the fact that, can you hear me, bro? Mike D. So everybody, what's unique about what Mike D'Angelo was saying here, he started from where he started at. He's been doing the work that he's been doing, you know, with philanthropy. He's a recording artist as well. But what I respect the most about what you're doing, brother, is the fact that you're taking your talent and your craft and you're creating systems where you can inspire the youth to chase their dreams if that's their inspirations as well. And you're looking to develop like safe zones with youth that may be interested in, you know, telling their story the same way that you tell your story through the music, and putting them in the studio and giving them the opportunity to create, man. I love it.
Yeah, man. That's one of my big dreams, man. Like
Yeah.
to one day have like a safe zone, a place where I can walk the halls every day and inspire kids and have fun with them and chase them and make
Absolutely.
music with them if I want to. Have
Like,
different artists around the world come through.
because
Huh?
there's a lot of artists from everywhere that they get on and they don't really, you know, they don't really put people in position or do anything for the youth, you know, too much for their communities. But basically, you have a vision, bro. Like, it's all full circle what you're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
If a person really listens to this interview from the front to all the way to now, you'll see that you're not only doing everything that you're doing and hustling as hard as you're hustling for yourself, you're
Yeah.
doing it to inspire and to bring the youth with you, and
Yeah.
to put the youth in position to be able to chase their dreams, their goals, their aspirations as well. So look, man, if I can have everybody in the chat to just put a round of applause in the chat box for Mike D'Angelo, or # be legendary, man. We got to get this man his flowers while he's here, man.
Did that 3 times,
Salute that.
man. 3 times. They gotta say my name 3 times from now on. Whenever you approach me, if you don't say my name 3 times, I'm not talking to you.
And I got a question that was good, man. It just popped in actually. And I would love to hear your perspective on this. What are your thoughts about the message we're putting in our music? What's your opinion on that?
I've never been the type to really get in that conversation, bro. You wanna know why? Because if that's your story, that's your story. The only problem I have is let's stop telling one side of the story.
Absolutely.
Let's stop oversaturating the radio and the airwaves with one side of the story, man. There's so many different dynamic people that unique people, legendary people, you know, different sounds, different stories, man. It's like it's so many of them, bro.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different stories, there's so many different vibes that only one sound is being, only one sound, one story. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yes,
all
sir.
right, I get it, I get it, I get it. Okay, because I seen it, I know it exists. But when I was young and I was coming up, man, you can hear Meth and Murray on the radio next, and you can hear you can hear Tribe Called Quest come on, then you can hear Pac and Big come on, but then
You telling your age now.
you can hear some Whitney come on, you can come Whitney Houston
Yeah,
come on next after that. Like,
no doubt.
music was just, it was just celebrating
They were
black.
celebrating
It was
legends.
just celebrating black music
Like,
as whole.
yeah,
Now it feel like it's just celebrating black violence,
yeah, you're right.
black success,
Absolutely.
black money, black jewelry. You feel what I'm saying? Black success. Like, I made it out the hood, nanny boo boo. I'm fucking on your bitch. Da, 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 da. Like, I feel you. Excuse my language. I feel you, because you know that's how you feel. That's how, you know, that's you. All right, cool. I'm a vibe with you. I listen to all of it. If it feel good to me, it sound good to me, I'm a vibe with it. But if the message that you pushing is the life that you not living, check in with yourself first before you try to check in this music industry, man.
Absolutely, absolutely, man.
Because you got the power, you know, you got the power to spread a message and a legacy across a nation of people. You feel me? You got a chance to say something so impactful that a total stranger that don't know you quote your music word for word with their eyes closed. Or, man, music is so beautiful to me, man. It's all in my. It's just, I don't care where I'm at. I'm so in love with it that I don't
Music is
care.
powerful, bro.
I don't care where I'm at, bro. I just get out. And just start rapping, because I know that's what defines me. And you don't like it, you don't gotta like my style. You don't got to, but I've accepted it and I've mastered it. You feel me? I've mastered me.
Hey, look, and look, man, I would be remiss if I didn't mention this, man. And that was a remarkable answer, man. I love it. But we only got a couple minutes. But like we were talking earlier, man, and you got like this pop world going on with you, man. Like from the music, you're doing philanthropy, and what people don't know, you also act. Tell the people like 3 more minutes. You know, like Pop was here, Pop did all of that. He was a philanthropist. He was for his people. He was rapping and he was doing movies. Tell the people about some of the things
man, you know,
coming up on the screen.
I got Pac tatted on the face right there in red letters, man. It say Machiavelli. So anybody that know me know what Pac mean to me, know what his legacy mean to me. Yeah, man, I signed on to this movie, man. I can't get too much of a way, but I got the leading role into this movie. I've been on set. Not only have I been on set, but I actually also been presenting you guys that side of Mike D'Angelo. When you go on my page and check out where's Mike D'Angelo, you know, I haven't been on social media. I haven't been around. Like, people don't know what was going on, what happened to me within those 8-9 months. You feel me? And there's been a lot of things that's been going on. So I choose to present them in the form of telling my story the way as if I would see it. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
I got to do that so I can show you how different ways you can tell your story. It might not be from behind the microphone. It might not be on the other side of a lens, but find a creative way. You feel me? Like, I'm writing books. I'm coming out with a whole different way of being legendary.
Absolutely. And look, man, we got 1 minute and 25 seconds left, bro.
Yeah.
I want to, man, just end this with you giving some inspiration to anybody that's listening that needs it right now, man. I'm gonna give you the floor. 1 minute and 15 seconds left, man. If it's anything that you can say to the people before we go, man, the floor is yours, bro.
Hey, man, listen. Never give up on your dreams, man. You know, all I would say to you in this moment right now, identify what you love and identify what love is and spread it. You know, never give up on yourself. Things gonna get done. Things gonna get hard. Things might not work out in your favor, but those things were designed for you to overcome. Those are things. That's your obstacle. Surpass those things. Don't be great.
You're legendary. I know where you was going with it. Be legendary. Love you, brother.
Stop killing the kids. That's what I say too, man. Stop killing the kids, man. Hey,
thanks, man.
Stop killing them kids, man.
Yes, sir, bro.
Stop killing
Yes,
them
sir,
kids. Be
man.
legendary, bro.
Be legendary, man. Love you,
Yeah.
bro. All right.
Hey,
Peace.
shout out to the Soundgate family, man. Be on the lookout for everything coming out of Soundgate, bro. Tap in, man. Follow that syndicate, man. Shout out to my